Boom, 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 boom. Alright, so since this is going to be a YouTube video, say hello and thank you everybody for 500 subscribers on YouTube, which has been fantastic. So we're starting off today's stream with a bit of an odd one. Usually I do cast on critical occultists. Love them. And I just think the damage is just so high, but one of the drawbacks is you aren't as tanky as you should be. So in this case, we're going with an Inquisitor. And right now it's a level 94 Inquisitor. Cast on crit. Basically, we're going to grab, for the Ascendancy, Instruments of Virtue, because we want that Battle Mage. We want the most amazing critical strike chance you could possibly get right there. Kind of rivals the Assassin in terms of just the amount of crit that this gives you. And I feel that this is even better than lowering the resistances endlessly through the occultist passives, as well as having blanketed snow on your cluster jewels. So this is just sets it all to 0. Non-critical strikes is almost non-existent in this type of build, and critical strikes just, what this means is that your boss DPS, your regular DPS, it's all the same. Doesn't matter. And then, because it doesn't actually affect resistances, they just take a little bit more damage, and then you are a little bit more tanky. So from that, we also just go and grab, again, just 3 of the major cluster jewel nodes with Cult of the Core, Prismatic Heart, and Widespread Destruction. We're not getting the Widespread Destructions. We need that so that it puts the W at the very end, and so you can get the Prismatic Heart and Cult of the Core. One gives you 1% per attribute, so we're kind of doing a little bit of attribute stacking throughout this. As you can see, we grab the Utmost Intellect and really just hit the 5% mastery on that. We're also trying to get as many power charges through these 2 nodes here, so we have a total of 5. And the big thing you're also going to grab is some projectile and critical strike chance on your medium jewels. Your big items are going to be Basics of Pain and Pressure Points, and Eye to Eye Shrieking Bolts. You do need a node that has which one do I have here? Aerodynamics, which gives you pierces an additional target, which is really helpful. I actually don't have a second one. I should probably grab a second one at some point. That said, that's pretty much our tree here. We're going to throw a Militant Faith in here, which turns this on to Inner Conviction. We don't get Frenzy charges, boo-hoo, but we ultimately, our power charges are, that's a more, and that's 15% more. That's real nice. And then, of course, you also get the bonus here, which is the effect of non-cursors per devotion. There's a couple of points of devotion, so it helps out. Big thing we're going to grab is some armor, crit, shield block mastery, more energy shield. And the big item here is Chaos Inoculation. So this is just a very tanky build. Now, on top of that, we're running just a simple Determination, Hatred, Tempest Shield, Precision, Discipline, and Defiance Banner. Let's take a look at our items here. Now, the big thing is every item should be corrupted where possible, because we're using a Vim Insect to lower the mana cost, which I've always found the mana costs for a build like this just insurmountable. But with this, we can lower the cost of each of those skills. Even just standing here, my fully linked Ice Spear is 17 mana, but I combine it with this Endless Ruby Flask, and I reduce those mana costs down by another 25%, and that's 25% off the top. So that will basically make this, when we're really going for it, around 2 to 3 mana, which is completely sustainable. Other big items here are Skin of the Lords. I have it on Iron Reflexes, which gets us the turns any of the various evasion items that we have into armor, which I find enjoyable. We have Astramentus and Stampede, and these are anointed with Assassination and Charisma, either or on that one. Again, we're trying to get as many stats as possible, so Astramentus is a great way to do that. The Stampede, your movement speed is 150%, and that means while you're cycloning, it's 150%. While you're running, it's 150%. So why not just cyclone everywhere you go? Cyclone doesn't cost anything, so why not? We are strength stacking. We're sitting around 400, 556 intelligence, and just enough dexterity to use our Cospri's Malice, as always. So with that, we can grab this belt, and it gets us a 10% and a 5% for triple, and 10% for double. I just have this one for, again, lowering our mana costs. I could corrupt that and hope for a really good corruption, but I could also ruin it, and it's a pretty darn good ring, other than the implicit and that 3 to 5 physical damage. We do get Crown of the Inward Eye here. Got one with a 90% cost multiplier, and it was corrupted, so perfect. The only thing that would make this even better is an additional Ice Spear, but you can actually anoint after you're corrupted, so that's not the end of the world. Our big form of tankiness is this Champion Kite Shield, known as the Aegis Aurora, and that is going to give us 2% of our armor, which if we look here, I'm just standing here and it's 32,000. I do have a Basalt Flask for another 20% more. So we're getting 2% of that per block. We are maxed for block chance on attack and 70% on spell, because we are running that Tempest Shield, which gives us a huge pile of spell block, and then combine that with Glancing Blows. Take a little bit of the damage, but ultimately, it doesn't really matter. You heal so much, so fast. Looking through here, again, just all of these are on a recharge when full, so I don't necessarily need a Mage Blood just to sustain. Just have to remember to hit them in a Pinnacle boss fight. Cyclone, again, is just with Awaken, Cast, and Crit, Greater Multiple, Ice Spear, Inspiration, and Critical Strikes. If you get your critical strike high enough, you don't necessarily need this. You can switch over to an Awakened Elemental Focus. But I don't really enjoy that skill too much. I like being able to see things shatter. Just a Shaper's Touch in here. We're making use of all of our boosted stats. Not too bad there. Otherwise, that's pretty much that. If we look at our Atlas, right now I'm just spec'd into just doing a few of the things I like to do. We're trying to do some more Conquerors, which is fun. Probably should get that one too when I have a chance. And I'm really enjoying Legion right now. As you saw from my inventory, is full of some emblems we're going to do for a 500 subscriber special. I do have a lot spec'd into the Eater of Worlds. And then beyond that, it's just shrines and strong boxes. Mostly just to have fun. Alright, and with that, we're gonna probably hop into a map here. Total investment is probably somewhere between 20 and 30 divines for this build. Most of that is going to come from things like these really expensive jewels. Like this one. This one was 6 divine just by itself. You're going to look for things like that, and it's the chances of you finding one, not so high, but that added several 100,000 to my DPS, which I believe last I looked at the POB was somewhere in the like 6 to 10 mil range, and that's across everything. It doesn't matter what it is, it's taking that damage. So let's hop into a map here, or a four-way. Level 79, not too bad. And we're gonna have some fun. And we're just gonna go find ourselves some bosses to murder. And everything just sort of melts, even at this level. And I'm just gonna work our way around. I'm not gonna be the fastest. I'm never gonna do what you can possibly expect in the with some like the leeching type builds, but I have a good time, so I can even stand in front of him and not take damage. Alright, that's all of them. Start again. And give me your rewards. It's kind of a turn your brain off type build as well. You just cyclone around. You avoid anything that's big and splashy on the ground, but anything like chaos doesn't matter. You're chaos enough. Kind of want to line yourself up so you can do as much damage as possible. So kind of aim towards where you're cycloning. Add some of the projectiles. Sometimes things bug out like that, and they don't come all the way over. Noticing that a lot more of these leagues, but see, I don't really like him, but oh, there we go. Problem solved. I can just run around and enjoy this. It's really powerful. I did the Elder for the first time in several leagues, and honestly, kind of stupidly easy. There are a lot of broken mobs in here that just keep going the wrong direction. Oh well, they're confused. Oop. Him. Down. I would love to have a few more projectiles, but fortunately I can't afford some of those really crazy corruptions you can get. Like your Cospris can get an extra projectile, your some other things that get you more projectiles, and it can be so much more fun. But right now I'm really enjoying this. I wish it had a little bit more of like a hopping feel, like my previous build did, but I can't argue that this is just one tanky character. Like, there's a boss following me, I didn't even notice. Her real quick. The amount that you have to fear from anything, and coming from someone who plays these squishy occultists with like 2k energy shields and no way to recover it outside of on kill effects, this just feels really solid. Guess this is gonna be our last one. Again, I get 3 good spins around the monument on this type of build. 10 seconds left. Anybody else? Oh, oh. Can I kill him in 4 seconds? Yep. Stuff! Yay! Alright, that was fun. Maybe those will be good. those. Copy those. Not bad. Anyway, this is just a wonderfully simple build.
Exile?
Make it simple. Add tankiness. That's not very good. Stuff. I like stuff like stack deck. Yeah, I agree. I like stack decks too. Maybe we'll get something cool for our being on a special. Bum, 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 bum. I do like those. Alright, nothing crazy there. Oop, I don't know where that went. Put these with the other ones. So you're going to notice that I have an open Stampede. One of the things you're supposed to put in here is a Sniper's Mark with Mark on Hit and Arcane Surge, and I don't really enjoy that. I don't like the skill too much. It makes it a kind of hectic. Probably is ultimately better, but that being said, I don't really enjoy it, so I don't put it in. Right now I'm spec'd out for doing Shrine and Underground Sea maps, so I'm going to do a nice Shrine. That's a corrupted one. That's not going to help us at all. So we'll make it rare. Why not? Sure. And let's toss in ourselves a Divination card because I'm looking for the Fiend. Ambush. Always throw in another Legion. And throw a Blight there. Having 5 slots in my Atlas device is fantastic. We're gonna put that on correct one. Fortune favors the brave, and sure, Einhard can join us. He'll be fun. And let's see what a 102 quant. Not too bad. These are some yellow beasts. They're already dead. We just have to wait for Einhard to do something about it. Also, in the course of playing this character, I've learned that it's very good at helping other players get through the game. So if you have any friends, this is a great one to play with other people because it does its own thing. It doesn't require leeching or anything like that to maintain its tankiness. So it plays well with other characters as well. Assuming that other characters don't need to kill anything. Sure, let's up all the resistances because that doesn't actually change anything. Even with your 80% resists, it doesn't mean anything. Alright, we'll go back and get those, nope, don't need that. Let's go back and get that Legion. I have increased the amount of time I have to get around. This is not exactly the fastest character I've ever had, but it is certainly the tankiest. Alright, let's go. Eldritch minions, they're fast and strong and dead. You can see I took, what, 1500 damage and that just recovered almost instantly. I like to think that it's the kind of character you could just look away for a brief second and it would be fun. Then again, playing my squishy builds, I have not looked away because I am terrified of losing tons and tons of progress. Yay, I love when it just erupts and stuff. Thank you. Put those up. There, good. And like all cast on crit characters, does really well when there's just tightly packed enemies. Oops, something's going there. But I'm back to full. Let's go back over here. Dead. Dead. Fox. Yeah, let's use no. Pretty good build for doing blighted maps as well. Once again, doing tons and tons of damage to things. Fantastic, especially when they pretend to have resistances that matter. Another Legion monolith. How lucky am I? Oh, sure. Won't work. So, get down. Leaping around like they own the place. And there's a Harbinger in there for some reason. I don't know if there's anything else over here. So in previous builds, when you saw those little green orbs, you thought it was the end of the world. This doesn't really care. Nope, I don't want the Sanctum bolts. I just wanna... I want stuff. I don't like the Sanctum. Cassia, you're back? What did I do to this map? Oh, I'm full of stuff. I don't really care. What do you got? I'll take it though. Nice, 13 decks. Let's build something really crazy with that. Alright, Cassia, what do you got for me this time? Sure. Let's just do that twice. Like, it's killing stuff off screen. That's great. Scout towers. And you're just not really afraid on this build, and it's so nice. More scout towers. Scout towers are doing my job for me. Ooh, black oil. Alright. It was worth it. What is this people's problem? You do have to watch out a little bit for super bursty damage. I still try and run away from the Ice Novas. It can tank them. It's just if everything else also happens to hit you at the same time, it does get a little dicey. Or if you forget that you've lowered resistances on the map for some reason. Just love all the currency that drops. Einhar, it's your chime. And that's a red beast gone. Corrupted Blood is one of the few things that I still can get me, but sometimes it's actually better to let things just hit you while you have Corrupted Blood on. That's an oppressor. That's not what I want. Where's my squire? Sure. Oh, that's Ice Nova. Seeing Ice Nova on strong boxes has given me a run for my speed reading abilities. What we got? Scouring or 3 Ooh, I could get chromatic orbs. Alright, that's first half of the math boss. Done. I got a Harbinger in here too. Map boss down. Oh, she's not dead yet. There we go. And bye-bye, Harbinger. Fine. Insurance on it. Plenty of Horizon. Exile. Alright, anything cool? Nope. 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 Blessings. Hello. Oh, I'm enjoying the lag I'm having right now. Is it over? Is it done? I'll pray for you. Thanks. I'm glad you can pray. Some wheels in here. And piles of those things. Alright. Still working our way up towards another 4-way, but that's okay. You know what? That's a pretty scary looking Eradicator. Nah, don't really need to do any of those. What I'm really looking for is that last shard there and go fight Cyrus. Curious to see how hot Cyrus goes on this type of build. That being said, let's throw Underground C together. Don't need to really go nuts on this one, but let's do 40% Delirious for fun. And those. Let's throw more maps on this thing. And sure, Tormented Spirits. I don't like those. Reinhardt, you're coming. Creeping Frost on this character instead of Freezing Pulse. I find Freezing Pulse, especially when you get a good proc when you have Dying Sun up, just feels really good with the clear. I'm already running damage over time through Vortex. I'm just self-casting that as I run around. And it only costs 4 mana, but when this is up, it costs nothing. I can't really see why I'd want to run Freezing Pulse. Creeping Pulse. Creeping Frost? Creeping. Until I got more projectiles, maybe? Maybe I'm more projectiles? But even when you're 40% delirious on this type of map, everything just sort of melts. It's also very relaxing. This is how I wanted my PoE experience to go. I didn't want to get all sweaty and be like, oh, this is... I just finished work. I have to now do some mental math and dodge things. No, this is Cyclone around, listening to the sound of loot falling everywhere as you dance around, randomly capturing beasts. I could easily see myself getting to level 100 on this build. Kinda want to try the Simulacrum. Pretty sure it would do pretty well. Whoop. Sanctum bolts. There's a red beast over there. Come here. And red beast down. Whoa! Red beast down. Aw, I was really hoping for a cool one. That's a lot of stuff. Oh, my altar. It's back here. Minions. Give me scarabs. Jeez. I'm not going through all this. That's a lot of reading. Just assume it's all good. When? There's so much stuff. Why did it drop so much? Champions, kite shields, astral plates. Oh, blood of coal. Sounds important. Somebody's got corrupted blood over here, and I'm not going to enjoy it. Why do I keep moving? Nope. A heavy belt and a leather belt. And how much damage can you do to my heart? That is a 6 socket chain and the cloth belt, just to throw it in there. That's kind of cool. Anyway. I don't know if I'm going to be able to kill everything on this map. There's just so many good hiding spaces. And forgive me if I don't pick up everything. That's getting pretty juicy over here. Give me divination cards. I have to be a little bit careful because I can totally ruin this by clicking a button that says like cooldown rates get changed. And sure. I love Ritual. I originally spec'd into Ritual thinking I was going to have a lot more fun with it, but my previous build was a bit too low. Hi Sadybug, how are you? Thank you for the congratulations. Anybody is watching this and enjoying this, please give it a like. It does go a long way. Lets me know I'm doing the right thing. Lets me know you like it. Makes me want to do it more. I do it more. You get to see me spin through tougher and tougher maps. Get cooler and cooler builds. This is the first time I've ever done one of these where it's like a cast on crit that's not... Well, I did do a cast on crit assassin once. And that was a lot of fun. That was dual Cospris. But that was back before, ooh! Something actually got, standing on damage over time. That was my fault. Probably should have emptied my inventory before I did this, but... Just... Boss room is full of damage over time, cold damage. It gets kind of tough. Just in case. Where are you at? Wow, your damage is strong. Oh yeah, she gets to fill the room with bullshit. Woo! Terror Sepulchre. Okay. That's a lot of damage over time. What is this? Is that ever going to go away? Maybe that's what killed me. So we have one more ritual. Take one of those. And there it is. Scarabs while I'm waiting for this thing to charge up. Somebody in this pile has, or had, god touchy stuff. I'm a little upset. There's no delirium boss hanging out here. Ooh. Every crit. Actually, it doesn't really change much. My crit chances like in the 80s or 90s at all times. Chaos Orb. Don't mind if I do. Cassie, what are you doing? Alright, so let's do that. Use that one to shoot all the other ones. Go for a big one. Build scales really well with shrines too, but for some reason, as always with these projectile builds and cast on crit, does not like when we play with brutality shrines. The knockback puts everything just out of range of being useful. Wow. That was a lot of noises. What's happening over here? 2 shrines. And a chain belt. Okay, so we got a leather belt, a heavy belt, a cloth belt, and a chain belt. If I open one of these and I get the Vanguard belt. Okay, looked. Alright, let's see what we got in here. That's cool. That's cool. 6,000. Probably not enough, but critical strike multiplier. Let's see what else we got. Gilded Blight Scare, probably going to be my choice. 27% increased attack speed. Wow. That's a hell of a fraction. Sadly, it's not good. Those. Take one of those. Like the oil, I guess. Oh, no monsters. I did actually kill everything. Cool. So the build's not immortal, but it's damn close.
Cool wind. Be careful.
This made a bunch of noise. Okay, it's a 4-socket trap mine. There. And that is there. I'll clean this all up at some point. And end up using these, I'm sure. Let's take a look. What else do I have that's a lot of fun? Do I have any cool? Nothing fun to turn in, really. Oh, I know. I happen to have a beachhead. This thing loved clicking the wrong button. Let's do a Harbinger. Beachheads are always fun. Well, this used to be, but I'm going to date myself, but many, many, many leagues ago, this was one of the best places to get a 6-link just naturally. Nothing wrong with it. Nice. What's happening? If that happens again, I'm going to get real concerned. Oh, does this mean that every single thing is fully linked here? Is that a thing that can happen? No. That was just two perfectly timed 6 links. Completely random. I mean, I can get a mirror. Mirror would be nice. Actually, just a straight divine would be fantastic. I set my expectations low, and I'm often not met anyway. Crab battle! Character loves harbingers. Ooh, Voidborn Reliquary. Alright, Mr. Boss. Or bosses. These Harbinger fights, they kind of remind me of like Risk of Rain, honestly. The weird atmosphere, the otherworldliness of it all. The endless things to kill. Yoinks. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do some more Legion stuff off stream and try and get my first level 100 character ever. Because even after playing this thing for as many hours as I have, it's a pleasant place to be. I can totally see somebody spending hundreds of divines on this and making it even better, but it does what I wanted to do at this point. I don't even really need the other hands. This is like a one-handed kind of build. It's boss time. On this build, it's fun. You can just stand in front of the lightning and it doesn't actually do anything. Your spell block is so high, your amount recovered per second is so high. Oop. I'm not even capped for resistances, which is so much fun for this. Just sit back, relax. Good time. I think that's really what the essence of this PoE is. It's a game again.
I must have time to gather the
Sextant. That's what I haven't really been using. will be going back and adding in, unless my editor already did it, the path of building for this particular character. You can follow it, you can choose to make improvements. There are definitely better ways to do certain things than I have. But if you've enjoyed it so far, again, I'm going to ask for you to do your part. Give it a like. Comment down below after the video. Say, hey, I enjoyed what you did there. I do read all of them. But after this map is over, I'm going to give it a few minutes, and I think I'm going to call it for this evening. I want to thank everybody for showing up, and especially all 500 of my subscribers. It's been wonderful having all of you. So I've been advised that the I'm trying something with NVIDIA Broadcast, and one of the things that it does is it's looking at the camera a lot more than I'm actually looking at the camera, so it does this, it's probably doing a flickering thing, which is probably pretty creepy, I'll be honest. But I'll probably turn it off for the next one. It's supposed to help while like maintaining eye contact, but apparently it doesn't do a good job with my eyes. Fun stuff we'll get to work on next time. Alright, so I'm going to call that there. Thank you everybody for watching, and see you next time. Take care.
Blessing. Celerin.